I don't know. I go to Aldi and my eggs are not $6 a carton. I ain't paying no $6. I don't even think they're like, they got some free or some like not some cage free, maybe free range eggs in there. I think it's like they're like $4.50 a carton, maybe $5. Oh no, I got the cheaper ones last time. Because most of those labels on eggs are more or less meaningless, apparently. At Meyer for $9 for a what the fuck, are they gold plating the damn things? But apparently most of the like the good sounding descriptors on eggs in the grocery store, I am told, are more or less meaningless. Like, they're technically true, but the cage free just means that they're in a very small pen, but it's not really a cage. Things like that. I think that's what they had at Aldi, was cage free and then just default. I guess supposed to be like free roam is the good. They're nice to the chickens variety, if I remember correctly, but I don't think Aldi had those. Also, I'm a broke-ass bitch, so. Yeah, I'm not paying $9 for a dozen eggs. Jesus fucking Christ. Those chickens better be free roaming. This is $9. Those chickens better be having a good goddamn life. You're charging me $9 for the eggs. That's all I'm saying. Better be vibing. Better be vibing. Yeah. I'm not strong enough. WiseMysticTree going up 1-0, by the way. I'm not strong enough to be a vegetarian. I've tried. I lack the strength of will. But I do think we should generally be relatively nice to farm animals. They should be able to walk around and vibe for like a decent amount of time for their species, I feel. Like, let them live a decent chicken life before you kill them, you know what I'm saying? It just feels like the least we can do. You might say that would make animal products very expensive, and to that I would say that is only because the prices of food are controlled by corporate boards of people whose sole job it is to squeeze as much profit as possible out of other people's labor. So maybe address that, and then food will maybe just be less expensive in general. Perhaps a lot of things will be at least relative to what working people make less expensive. I think animal products expensive sounds like a skill issue. I mean, because that's the thing, like, I'm just saying, you know, address corporate price gouging and the incentives behind it, and address the stagnation of wages and the number of things that should be provided as public goods that people have to pay for out of pocket. And then perhaps relative to people's spending power, even if animal products did become more expensive as a result of being more humane to farm animals, they would be relatively less expensive because you have more money to spend on them. And maybe they wouldn't even be more expensive because they would no longer have all the artificial price increases currently foisted upon a lot of American products and products globally. Hell, you could maybe even have some grocery stores that are run by the city or by the state that does not need to meet any profit margin at all and can sell its goods at cost, thereby drastically reducing the cost of groceries to the point where even if you were, you know, giving like an entire chicken mansion to each hen so that they could hatch their eggs in absolute luxury, the eggs would still be less expensive. True mix-up. True. It literally has the word cap in it. Like, how much clearer did Adam Smith need to make it? System has the word cap in it. That's all you need to know. I'm just saying, maybe people don't need to derive profit maybe we don't need to orient the providing for people's needs around profit. Maybe that's not a good idea, actually, and we shouldn't do it. Perhaps the industries and infrastructure that provide for people's needs should have the sole incentive of providing for as many people's needs as well as they can, and there should not be a perverse incentive like a profit motive involved in it. Also, not me delivering not me delivering the Communist Manifesto over WiseMysticTree very near to not only resetting the bracket, but resetting it with a decisive 3-0. That being said, I may have jinxed him, so look out for the commentator curse. You understand basic human decency and empathy don't make a profit. So here's the thing, I do understand that. That's why that is why I am proposing we remove the profit. I am simply prioritizing basic human decency and empathy above profit. WiseMysticTree doing something, by the way. Kiba trying to figure out what the actual goddamn fuck to do, which is fair. Playing a zoner, you know, playing Axel against Millia, like, what the actual goddamn fuck do you do? What do you do? She moved at Mach 12. What am I supposed to do about this? She's got 5 jumps. How the unfortunate rich people so down on their luck. So my plan for that mix-up is that they won't make a profit. That's it. They won't, and I won't care. And this will harm no one because they're already rich, so they don't need to make a profit, and their profits don't benefit anyone else. So that's the plan. That's how I would address that. To hire me for mayor of America. Not even elect, and not president. Hire me for mayor of America. Rich people can't make a profit, society will collapse. That is, I did read that in known non-fiction documentary Atlas Shrugged, which really happened. Totes, Swords Trust. The number of people whose political ideology is based on literal, actual fiction novel, Atlas Shrugged, a series of events that were made up, whole cloth, and have never happened, and isn't even claimed to be non-fiction. It is a novel. It is explicitly fiction, and yet people have based their ideologies on it is absurd. Also, the fact that someone put forward as the textual foundation of their political philosophy a novel. Just in case you're wondering, okay, and I'm not saying that, like, I unreservedly stand Marx. He was from the 1800s. He probably thought a fair few things that were pretty cringe. But Capital is not a novel. It's not a story. Das Kapital is not a fictional story about characters who don't exist. Who does that? That's just a shower argument. That is the political theory equivalent of a shower argument. I have a degree in reading political theory, and I can tell you that what the fuck are you doing? Even other people I would consider to be borderline pseudo-intellectuals, or pseudo-intellectuals, like Milton Friedman. Their writings are actually arguments for their positions, not a story about shit that didn't happen, that they're not even trying to tell you happened, to people who don't exist. They're not even trying to tell you exist. How is that the thing that you adapt your entire political ideology from? It's not real. You know it's not real. The author knows it's not real. It's a story. At least have... Make up fiction to convince people. I mean, yes. That is it. I mean, because you can write stories with themes that speak to your actual ideology or philosophy, but the foundation of that philosophy shouldn't be the story, right? That should be a way of communicating it. And you can read a story that with themes that speak to a philosophy that I know Guppy. I know about Zora Mamdani. I fuck with Zora Mamdani heavy. Yeah, we know. This is my thing. This is my special interest. I am aware. But anyway, that wasn't meant to be aggressive or anything. Oh yeah, and you can like resonate with a story that has themes that are resonant with an ideology that you hold, but it shouldn't be. I know. I know. That's fair, Guffy. I figured that you were being sarcastic. I just wanted to. The foundation of it still should not be that story. There should be something else, and then you should be like, and that is why I fuck with this story so heavy. Listen, all right, I have terrible executive dysfunction. I got to get my praxis in somehow. I gotta listen, Mix-Up. I gotta try to get some kind of praxis in there somehow. You know what I'm saying? I'm horribly ineffective because, again, terrible executive dysfunction. So if I can do something that has a slight chance at being a little bit of praxis, then that's what's up. This round goes to Kibo, by the way. Signs of Life from Truly Kibotsu. No fake Kibotsus here. WiseMysticTree on set point. Kibotsu back against the wall, refusing to go down easy, as indicated by that previous round. This is, if I actually streamed, by the way, this is just what the stream would be. Be very loudly and aggressively ranting about like poli-sci and politics in general. It would be a continuous series of me seeing how close to the sun I can fly before I say something that I should not say on the internet. And that is all that I will elaborate on in regards to that. Poli-sci, polyamory, poly-whirl. I'm saying! Poly-whirl's good, okay. My first 3 Pokemon cards were Poliwag, Poliwhirl, Poliwrath. He's still alive, though. The RC did not allow Kibo to punish. If Kibo finds a punish, we're at least getting on the board. We're at least getting on that board. Poliwrath might go. Poliwrath's good. Poliwrath's good. Polyamory is also good. And so is Poli-sci. Steady Poli-sci. Or don't, if you don't want to know how fucked we are. Although, and this is true, the less you think we're fucked, the less fucked we are. Because we're not necessarily cooked. There is a line here where we're not cooked. But only if enough people believe and are willing to pursue that line. So if you simply behave as if that line is real and we can seize it, you will be correct. You know, I feel like a lot of people make perhaps overly cheesy appeals to like people power, but people power does exist. You need some quantity of your, you know, at some level you do need a populace, you know, to be cooperative, to do stuff, you know. They're the ones who make the food and ship everything and make everything work. And if they're just like, no, actually we're not doing that, non-negotiable, then you don't. Yeah, we did a little bit of damage. We did a little bit of damage in that last round. We do a little bit of damage now too. Strive's a low damage game because you break the wall, so you can't do wall loops, you guys. You can't even do JD loops with Soul anymore. Low damage game, by the way. Now we're ready for that shit. Now we're ready for that shit. Man, Kibo is on the brink of life and death here. Getting closer to crossing over that edge. Getting closer to crossing over that edge. We're crossing over that edge. We can see the circle. And WiseMysticTree takes it in the grand finals reset. 3-1. Over Truly Kibotsu. Honestly, a heroic effort in how hard it is to fight Millia with a zoner.